Hello, everybody. For those of you who are going to come in and watch on the replay, hello. I just decided to do a pop up reading sprint because I realized I have a lot of reading to do, and it's actually really crazy. So, we're going to get this together. We're going to be here for about 2 hours, and we're just going to read or write or do the laundry or feed your kids or whatever you have to do. But we're going to get some stuff done together. So thank you for those watching on the replay. Um, and welcome to all who are and will enter the chat. I am Britt. This is my channel, Britt Writerly. It is a book and author tube that talks about the intersections between literature and culture. I share my writing journey. I do book talks. I share original content. I'm on a summer schedule, so you may not be seeing much of that right now. You're probably just seeing honest tea writing vlogs and writerly conversations between me and this lovely lady next to me right here. Gotta get the angles right. And I will let her introduce herself right now.
Hey everybody, I'm KaShay. My channel is Shay with the Hobbies. I write short stories, poetry, and right now the rarely occasional, sometimes never seen blog posts. But it's gonna be a thing. And tonight I am going to be finishing up my arc reading of Blood Ties. So yeah, that's what I'll be working on tonight. So I'm excited.
I am working on a lot of things. So on sprint number one, I want to say on sprint number one that I'm gonna work on finally writing my review for Blood Like Magic, Another Black Girl. But let's be honest, I don't know. So what I'm probably gonna end up doing in the first sprint is reading. Um, actually, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I have so much. So here's what I need to do. I need to read some critique partner pages. I need to review the reading of Legend Born. That's what my students are reading for tomorrow. I need to just review the world because there's a lot of characters in Legend Born. I need to review them. Some grad student, my people, made this wonderful wikidom of Legend Born and has like everything there. And I'm like, my people,
Awesome.
thank you.
That's awesome.
I love
Now
it.
I am curious to see who's created a wiki for the Broken Earth and the Inheritance trilogy, because now I feel like if you did it for Legendborn and that's like only been out a little bit, then like somebody definitely nerded out and did it for NK. Is
Had
my
to.
Yeah. So
Had to.
now I know what I'm gonna be looking up on the first print because I'm curious.
Okay. Report back.
Right.
So those are some things that I need to, and I need to read my arc of Redemptor, which like as people come in, I had to fight for that arc, not to get it. Like I just got my NetGalley account, I requested it, I got it, I was super happy. But I I've downloaded it on NetGalley's Shelf app, which doesn't have great reviews on Google Play Store. People are like, oh, it's so glitchy. It keeps starting me over in the book, all these things. But I could add to that it will just like snatch your books away well before the pub date. So like it started counting down. It was like you have 30 days left. You have 20. Like it just was counting down. And I said, wait. I'm very busy right now. Like I already rectified it in my spirit how I'm gonna finish this before the pub date. Do I have another date with y'all? Like what? And so it just disappeared a couple days ago, and I was like, now I gotta fight you for this arc.
I've only gotten one art from NetGalley, but I got it. I got the Kindle version.
It was difficult for me. You're a STEM person. Me
So
books.
you're saying that you could have asked me, "Hey, yo, Shay, how you do this?" But you
I
got
don't
you.
like how this is making me feel as a human. I don't
Oh,
like how
that's how I felt when you sent me the little stank face girl. And I'm like, I don't like how she looking at me. I don't appreciate
wait
that.
a minute. These are not the same situation. These are not. These are not. These are not. I don't
Mm,
Here's the thing. I had to figure that the instructions were very complicated. I had to go to Amazon. I had to go to my Kindle. Then I had to go back to NetGalley and send it. I sent it like 4 times. It sent 4 copies to my Kindle. I was like, wait, I don't need 4 copies.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So
It took me 2 tries. So no, that's why I was like, why didn't you just ask? But no, it took me 2 tries because the first
then
time the
people be like,
instructions
you struggled for hours. It totally took me 2 tries. That I
no,
know it
I
was
wasn't
hard.
meaning
We
it
see
that
each
way.
other.
I was see if you would let me finish. What I was saying was it definitely the instructions are not clear. That's why it took me 2 tries. Was my point was like if and I'm tech savvy, so if it took me more than once, I understand why it took you a longer time. I was on your side. I don't get it. I'm like with you. I'm telling
It
you.
just smarted a little bit. It just smarted.
You know,
That's
I
all.
apologize there because that was truly not my intention. I was saying like I
You can't
totally
help
get
that
it.
I'm technologically illiterate.
Yeah, or sensitive, but that's fine.
It's a sore spot. That's all. That's all. Anyway, after all of that, I finally got it. And so I'm like, great. Now I need to read it. Now I need to keep reminding myself that in spite of NetGalley attempting to hurry me, I was not planning on finishing that arc until um August.
I was about to say, I feel like when we talked the last time, you were like the first week of August was like you were
Right,
planning
right.
to do that.
So that's what I
Right,
need to
because it
remember.
comes
Like
out like the third week.
17th, I
Yeah, the
think.
17th.
Or
Yeah.
the 14th.
And
Either
it's
way.
the 17th is 2 days before my grandmother's birthday.
Okay, there we go.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish it in August. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I need to not even try to read that tonight. What I need to do tonight is look at that wonderful wiki of Legendborn, and I need to read some critique partners pages. Nothing else.
I do think you should check where you are in the book just so that you know you can like plan for that.
I'm 11% in. I'm on chapter 5.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, because the only thing is it do take us a while to review things. I've only written my review for the other black girl. I have not even written, and it's not even the full review. It's just like the okay, this would be the review I put on like Goodreads or Amazon. It's not like here's my blog take on the book. Let me give y'all some parallels review. So yeah.
Listen, I gotta say, I'm not sure it will be that for me. Like I'm not sure either of those books are gonna get that from me regardless. Not
Well, no,
because
so that I figured that I was saying because I feel like Redemptor is going to get a better review
oh
because of NetGalley because of
yeah.
it being
Well,
art that he
yeah.
got.
I mean, I'm already taking better notes. So you're right. I should give myself time. Hello, Rebecca. It is so nice to see you. You're not the only one. You have 5 other friends. They just haven't commented yet. So thank you for speaking.
And I haven't like tweeted it out or anything because we've been talking. I was gonna do it when the sprint started. So, and
You know it's chaotic energy over here, Rebecca.
when it's us and your friends back there. Y'all, we shot a video earlier. The dogs legitimately attacked me because like Britt started like clapping and Titan was like, "Oh, hey, hey,
Are you
hey."
summoning me? Here I
Yeah,
come.
it was hilarious.
That is
No,
exactly what
I
happened.
wasn't calling you, sir. Thank you.
That is exactly what happened. I will tweet it out on the first sprint. I'm so bad at things. That's why I don't
It was
do
a pop up.
this.
That's what it was. Like if it was planned, it
Yes.
would have been different, right? Because you did it different for the live. You gotta
Yeah.
give yourself grace. Am I making up for the? Am I making up for the tech? Do you feel better now? Am I making up for the tech? Do you feel better?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So I will. Hello, Darian. It is so nice to see you and your curls. We love to see it in the chat. Okay. What are y'all
Oh,
working
hold on,
on?
Darian. I was watching your story and it was like couples brunch, and I was like, she lived too far. I was like, that'd be so cute. Hey, girl, I just had to throw that out there because I thought it was cute.
Ah, Jabria! Hello. Hello. It's so good to see you all as we have learned to see each other through this hot spam sandwich that is the pandemic. That's what I'm calling it. You sure would be invited if you were close.
I know, right? I was like, oh, that sounds so awesome. Just honestly, brunch with people in general, like with your
True.
friends, would be awesome right now. But like,
Oh,
human beings are human beings,
that would
so
be great. Just
right.
humans. Or as people have taken to call it. So I have been falling into TikTok tornadoes, just like holes of my time that will never be recovered. And I don't know how to feel about it. I don't feel good about it, but it happens. Typically, what gets me is the pooches. Whenever I see a dog, it's over. And then I'm just scrolling for dog after dog after dog, and I don't know what to tell you. So apparently, whenever we're captioning dogs now, we're saying human, like who,
Human.
HOOMAN. Right, because dogs can't make U sounds, I guess, because their mouths are so long. I don't know what the rationale is. I don't know what it is. But dogs pronounce human. It's like a consensus across social platforms, I suppose. So whenever I see dogs and their humans together on TikTok, I just lose hours of my life. And I want to regret it. And in my responsible brain, I do. And in my other brain, I feel no shame.
Okay, so I I understand and then I don't, right? So I understand because Instagram does the same thing to me. And honestly, YouTube does the same thing too. Like I'll
Yeah.
just be like, you like last night I was like, yo, like I like to watch some acupuncture videos because I miss getting acupuncture. Y'all, if you've never had it, I promise you it is life changing. And like when I started getting acupuncture, like my health is just really bad. So I really, really needed it and it helped a lot. And so I was like, ooh, let me find acupuncture. Well, you can't really find acupuncture videos on YouTube. You can only find dry needling, which is similar but not the same. And then that led me down the rabbit hole of watching chiropractors get knots out of people's back. And then I found this lady chiropractor who's like Mountain Dragon or something is her last name. Like it's Mountain Dragon chiropractic or something like that. It's got dragon in it because that was like all through the comments and it was entertaining the mess out of me. But then one of the comments was like, I've been watching a lot of these and she's the first woman I watched. And just the differences between her and all the men that I've watched. And they started listening. So then I started watching all the men. And I was like, this is fascinating. So, I don't judge you. I completely understand.
That was a rabbit hole right there.
Right.
So I was like, we went from, where did we start? Acupuncture to dry needling to, what is the plot of this story? To watching someone get a knot worked out of their back, and then
to the comments.
To the comments.
Other people's videos because of the comments.
Then to Mountain Dragon Lady.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is me showing you I don't judge you.
Solidarity, absolutely. That is the theme of the story is solidarity. Amen. Well, listen, I appreciate it.
I'm trying to get my points back. I didn't want to hurt your feelings. It was not intentional. I'm trying to get my points back. You hear me?
I hear it. Let's say hi to the humans. And then we'll hop into a 15-minute sprint to start us off right. Humans, talk to me. Rebecca, hello.
You can click on the comments too, right? I mean, I know you don't do it a lot. You don't stream a lot. So this isn't me trying to be funny. It's me really being like, you can click so that. Okay.
She wanted to get points back, but then she say things like that.
I was trying. Okay, next time I'll type it in the private chat. I was really trying to help. My bad.
Rebecca, hello, human. It's so good to see you in the comments. Darian, hello. Jabria, it's so good to see you. We still got to connect. We're both mad busy, but we're gonna work it out. Jabria is going to write. But listen, you've already fought the good fight.
Man, you have work today. Relax, enjoy yourself. It's
Take a
hump
load off.
day,
Be here.
it's in the middle of the week. It's okay.
Hump
Mm.
day. Bring that commercial back.
Yes, that camera was hilarious.
Man, bring it back. Bring it back. Starlight Reader, how you doing? Happy to have you.
Also, that is I don't know if that's a sunset or a sunrise, but it's beautiful.
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 Beautiful either way. Rebecca's almost at the tail end of Blazed.
Biased.
Oh, child,
It's the
listen.
way the eye looks.
Yes. I was like, is that like a cooking term? I wouldn't know. Biased by Jennifer L. Ephart. Hold your tongue if you want to keep your remaining points.
I didn't say nothing.
I'm just trying to help you. I
I
want
wasn't
you to
gonna
be
say
where you
nothing.
want to
That's
be.
why I didn't say nothing. I just feel like you kind of low key attacked me, and I wasn't gonna say nothing.
No,
I wasn't
now
gonna
you
say
got
nothing.
your
I
dog
learned
trying
my
to
lesson.
defend you. Oh, okay. It's gonna become my favorite anti-racist book because it talks about the psychology behind racism and bias. Okay, cool,
Okay.
lovely, lovely. It's such a fantastic book that has got me to understand that biases are not uncommon. Absolutely not, especially with the way our brains process information when we see people different from us, and it's socialization. Correction. I say I'm right, but I'm probably gonna look at perfume. I can't possibly afford things to black girls smell good. Well,
Okay, so this is me grabbing my phone because I feel like that's an Instagram account, and now I just have to know.
listen, listen.
And also I love that black girl smell good. I love it. I love
Thank
it.
you, Starlight Reader. You're so
They're
kind.
cute.
Thank you. One of my church sisters got it for me in New Mexico on her honeymoon. I was like, wow, thank you for thinking about me in the midst of your marital bliss. Much love, much obliged. So obviously I don't get to wear them out a lot because we're, hot spear and sandwiching it up. But I'm basically out of the house right now, right? Basically.
Right.
Okay. It's an IG and a Twitter. Cash.
Oh my gosh. So that
Highly.
bottle.
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah. That bottle
That
is
was
pretty.
quick.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it is. I still admire people who can stage cameras. I've been trying to do this. What is it called? Forgot my own little Instagram mini series from the desk of a writerly one. I've been trying because I have such strange Google searches. I really believe someone would come and like arrest me if we weren't in the middle of the world ending. But they're busy, so works out for me. But so I just started like sharing them on Instagram. But I'm not good with camera angles. So I'm like, here's my desk. And it's just like I'm a desk and not I'm a desk. And I'd rather the latter. But I don't know how to achieve that. I don't have time to keep trying. So people who
I
can
can help
stage
you.
well, hmm,
I can help you. I can help you. Staging is like staging. It like that's part of why I don't like to post because it is work. Like it's not
yeah.
like people acting like it's like no you
No, that's
plan.
what I do. And it
It's a
turns out how
lot.
it turns out. Like that's
Right.
not all it is.
That is not all it is at
I
all.
am
We were talking
clearly
about
missing
the other
something.
day that like I miss the days when Instagram wasn't this like mini curated museum of people's lives and it was just
I'm
those casual
saying.
moments. Like and if you hi Titan. You want to smell my hair? Is that what?
Ah!
Okay, yeah. Okay, buddy. Hi,
Because
yeah.
black girls smell good,
Yeah,
Shay.
I love you. Oh, yeah. Just don't try to kiss me like your sister did earlier. We had a whole conversation. Yeah, yeah. Hey. Shh.
Okay, Titan.
I'm sorry.
You and Jabri should have a doggy chaos stream. That would be
Yeah.
hilarious. That would be hilarious. The people need it. But let's hop into Twitter seems too angry. Oh no. Why is Twitter angry?
Man,
I mean, Twitter is always angry.
Twitter is a angry place.
Literally, Karen Strong was lecturing at the We Need Diverse Books Revision workshop, and she was saying something about Twitter pitch contest, and she was like, well, but Twitter is a hellscape. And I literally was like, the casualness of Twitter being a hellscape. It's true, but I just had to cackle at that very casual, like, of course it's a hellscape, obviously, but like, get what you need and go. Hilarious. Drama. What's the breed of your dogs? What's
Oh,
the
I was
drama?
putting it in the chat so you could just keep talking. My bad.
Yeah, go ahead. So,
Tight.
Rebecca, what's the drama? I'm gonna pull up our first time. We're gonna start with a 15
Okay.
and go from there.
Yeah. So Titan is half husky and half pit bull. And then Cleo is half German Shepherd, half Rottweiler. I don't know why this headband looks so weird. It's bothering the mess out of me though.
I
Okay.
feel like I smell apple cider vinegar somewhere in the atmosphere. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. What am I? New kid every time. Okay, share screen. Boom. Okay. Can y'all see this?
Yep.
Boom. Okay. So we're going to start with a 15-minute or a 14-minute and 58 seconds. So, Rebecca, if you want to give up time in your life, tell us what's going on Twitter, do. If you don't, don't. Either way, we're going to hop into our first 15. Everyone, write your words, potato your couches, read your pages, whatever. What is that? You're small now.
Oh, this the my paperweight.
Ah, ha, ha,
Yeah.
ha.
Yeah. So,
Got it. I was like, what is this?
yeah.
Okay.
This isn't the book, technically.
Everyone, to your things. And 3, 2, 1. Y'all thing them things. Hey,
Hey.
hello. I always feel like how you come back is very jarring for everyone involved. And so I was
Yeah.
like, maybe I'll just let the birds do it and we'll see how that works. So tell me, chat, how did that work? Were you startled? Um, we had KK Burks join us. Hello. I did well. I was reading this amazing wiki. I was breaking it down for me, which was helpful because I haven't read Legendborn in a few months, and I've read many things through that. And even when I was
Yeah.
reading Legendborn, it took me longer to get through it because of my gripes with the book. But it's still useful to study for the purposes of my class. And also, just like it's just a huge world. There are lots of people. There are lots of characters. And those characters have like lots like because they're all connected to like the order of the table. It's like, okay, whose line are you from again? And what did he do? So I'm really grateful to whoever this person is who just sat down and built this entire thing out into a diagram. I'm like, God bless you. Thank you very much. So that's going well for me. It'll probably take me another sprint to like get through as much of it as I need to get through for tomorrow, but that's okay. How did you do?
I ain't get any reading done because I got like phone calls during that sprint, so I got no reading done. But it's gonna happen eventually.
Yes, and the next one will be a little bit longer. How did everybody else do? Jabria had to run, but she will return shortly. So we'll see about that. Everyone take a sip of water though. I literally lost my entire water bottle. I was like, where are you? So it was on the floor, which is why I was overlooking it because I don't really look down that often. Wow, that is formidable. That what? Don't act like you don't know. It's you. Go ahead, take another step. Go ahead, just glug glug glug. Jalen, hello. 12 pages. What are you reading? What are you reading? Rebecca is reading Biased.
You said everybody take a sip, so I did.
I did. I said that. The first chapter of my book, and thanks for that. Yes. Yes, my ankles were so swollen last week, and everyone was like, "Have you been drinking water?" And I had to reply in the negative. I was like, "Well, I've been sipping on water every now and then." They're like, "Drink more and stop salting your food so heavily." They're right. So, listen, we can't be salting our food this much. The Silent Patient. Is that like a suspense? I feel like Nana, who is a booktuber, I don't even know that her channel is active anymore, but she used to do amazingly succinct wrap ups of many books. And she read this, I think what she read was The Silent Patient. So I think I have heard of it, but is it a suspense? Starlight Reader, what genre is your whip in? It took me the longest time to understand what whip meant. I was like, what are all of these letters that y'all be using in this little niche of YouTube? You're probably proud of your letters, aren't you? Does it make you feel included, like you belong? What's the point of all of this? Eventually, I finally asked, and someone was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. It means work in progress." If you didn't know, like I didn't know, now you do know, and I'm happy to have shared it. By Alex Michaelides. Michaelides. Sure, yeah. It's a thriller suspense about the lady who killed her husband and did not speak a word after because she was content. She was like, I've done good work. And there's nothing else to say. How are you liking it? And how far are you in it? Like, are you far enough in to know whether you like it or not? Starlight Reader, just reading a random romance on Scribd. It's called The Date Swap. I feel like I've heard of that. Is that, maybe it's not. Is that where it was a husband and a wife who were about to get a divorce because they were still friends? And they went to this swingers party where they all put their car keys in a bowl. And then whoever's car keys you picked up, you going home with them tonight. Is that what the premise of this book is? What?
It's the way you said it. You going home with them tonight. I
You
was like,
are.
"Ooh,
If you
okay."
consent, that's where you're going. Listen, even if it's not the date swap, that is the premise of a book that I definitely saw. And at the end, I was just like, I'm okay. I'm okay. I don't need that sort of shenanigans in my life right now. Only 12 pages in. Okay. All right. Well, let me know how that continues. I feel like Nana liked it. If indeed this is the book that I'm thinking about, which I think it is.
What did you say her channel was?
Lit Nana.
Lit Nana.
LIT, not NANA. But she used to have lots of videos on her channel. Now there are only 4. So I really feel like she's
Like
either
stepping.
on hiatus or like just stepped back
Yeah.
completely. But she was in nursing school. So maybe she was
Oh
like,
yeah,
listen,
nursing school is no joke. So.
okay, I'm trying to save lives. I'll see y'all later.
Right.
Um, either way, love Nana's channel. So I mean, there's still 4 videos up in public, so definitely go check it out. She was masterful at she would literally wrap up on 15 books in like 7 minutes. I kid you not. And I'm like,
So then that's like just synopsis. I liked it. I didn't like it.
no,
And like
it felt like more than that though. Like when you're
really.
watching it, you're getting so much more, and I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
How is this happening? How is this happening? She was just good. She did not linger
I'm
like I
hungry.
linger. I'm a lingerer. Solar Ritz. Toasted chips, sour cream, and onion. Okay.
My absolute favorite, but they're expensive.
Michael, what'd you say?
I said they're my favorite, but they're kind of expensive, so I don't get them all the time. You
Listen,
know,
sometimes you gotta
normally
go a little fancy and indulge.
I'll just get Funyuns and call it a night.
It's the same basic principle. It's fine. Hi, Michael. It's so good to see you. Michael is our resident chat poet. So if he feels the spirit move him, if the muses bless him, he'll bless us. Amen. Oh, okay. It's not that book. It is. She was like, you said a lot about that book that this is not. It's about 2 people who meet at an airport who happen to be going to 2 different weddings, and they plan to be each other's dates to get their family off their back. That's very interesting.
So I have a question. Wait, hold on. Oh, I messed with my cord. I was like, why is my screen being funny? The chip bag hit my cord and
See,
it's trying to
from want of a snack, the home war was lost.
being fat over here. Over here, like you know you're supposed to be eating better.
For
You know
want
what?
of it. Ain't you doing these
Judge
workouts
me
too?
not, bag of chips. But what I was gonna say is this is super common in like romance movies and books.
Absolutely.
But do people really do stuff like this? Like pay people to be their date or have
Was
a
money
stranger to
exchanged?
be their date or like just in general like that theme of like somebody fake being your date to a wedding or your boyfriend or something like that.
Do you see what you've
Like
done, Shay?
is that a real thing? I would share. I really will. I'm a sharer. I'd share.
She offered me cookies the other day as she was baking them, and but then soon realized that was not possible. But it was the fact that she was willing to share her cookies.
Sure was.
Very willing.
The dark skinned ones especially.
The dark skin. Get out of here, bro. Give me the first batch burnt cookies.
Their first batch was not it. I finished them. I ate them all.
I heard you. I was like, is she
Milk.
crunching on these burnt
All you
cookies
need
right
is
now?
little milk.
Yo, she said the dark skins need love too, and I'm here to give it to them. I'm here to
Hey,
give it to them.
I can't disrespect myself.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, I don't know that I would do that. Actually, I know that I would not, because as affable and approachable as I seem to be through this screen and all that we are to each other, ultimately, we are not but internet friends. Were we in a cab together, I probably would say nothing more to you than hello, how are you doing, and basic pleasantries. The conversation would stop at we're both going to weddings. That would be interesting. And then I would say goodbye. We're not going to each other's weddings. It's Here's the thing that no one ever talks about. People in romance novels are always good looking people who just happen to be your type. That ain't real life. If I'm in I'm just saying, if I'm in a cab and you're in a cab and we're in a cab together, and we just happen to go, that's fantastic news. But listen, I'm not gonna say I'm shallow, but I'm pretty shallow. So if you're not taking all my boxes, I'm probably not going anywhere with you. And even if you were, I'm just a very like paranoid person, and I believe that everyone that looks at me twice is trying to kidnap me. So I'm probably not going anywhere with you. I'm sorry, I'm not. That's all. That's all. Michael, all Michael
So
has. I
before
want
you
to.
continue, before you continue, I must speak. I must speak. I must speak. I don't know if that is the most pessimistic or arrogant thing I've ever heard somebody say about why people look at them in my life. But it is so accurate for you. Like when you said it, I was like, that's so on brand. Not to say that you're pessimistic or arrogant, but it's just something that you would definitely say, as we saw. And I was just like,
I sit at the crossroads.
she didn't even hear either one of those things when she said. Anybody that looks at me twice, they're trying to kidnap me.
Period.
I'm just saying. But
That's
as someone who just says that, I always look in the back seat of a car whenever I get in it,
that's
every
all it
single
is.
time. And the boyfriend is like, "Why are you so nosy?" I'm not being nosy. I'm making sure nobody's back there.
Things happen. Things happen. Michael, sip your water slowly, swish it around in your mouth like wine, and you got a snack, my dude. That's how I feel. That's just me. Rebecca is on page 258. She's discussing Unite the Right and their reactions to what happened at UVA and this further stuff from the students and faculty. Yeah, all these campus shootings and campus movements. Like there are several books on campus activism around. Good. Well, good for you. Continue on your reading. I'm glad that it is helping you. Rebecca, you're in the same ship with Michael. Swish it around. You could even do a little bit of a swish and spit, citrus flavored. Remark on the fullness, the robustness. Is it fruity? How does it sit on the palate? All the things. And you will also be snacking. Starlight Reader, same to what me and Starlight and Rebecca all see each other. And that's just that. Anyone could be a kidnapper.
That's why I got two
And
big dogs.
there it is. Well, I don't have any dogs yet, but I have decided that I'm going to get
Your
myself.
graduation present.
Why did you have to take my little announcement like that? Why did you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why did you have to?
I didn't realize you were trying.
I just, you don't want these points back, huh?
But I be making accidents though. None of these things be intentional. I feel like you should know my heart, and I feel like my heart being in the right place should count for something. You could still announce like when it'll be. You could still announce what the dog is. I placed it more as a question and not a like thing. I was like,
if we rewound the video, there was a definite
no,
period at the end of that sentence.
asking. I bet if we
Absolutely
rewind
not.
it,
There
I
was
bet
no
during the
upspeak.
sprint, I bet when we go back during the sprint and you watch, you be like, I could see where it sounded
I
like.
bet you I won't. I
I think that's because you don't want to.
or because I'm right. Either one of those things could be true. Either one of those things could be true. It's either one, right? Either one could be true. So what KaShay spoiled for you all was that when I graduate from graduate school, I am getting myself, or specifically when I graduate and move to this new place, right, with my own professorial job, and we over here with a whole salary, amen. I'm getting myself a dog. And it's going to, at first, it was going to be a standard schnauzer, and now I'm leaning more in the direction of a golden doodle or a labradoodle because they're big enough to hug. And that's important to me. So, and they're affable like I'm affable in certain conditions. And that's what matters, the certain conditions. But anyway, so let's move my graduation gift to myself. Oh, Rebecca's doing the swish and spit. We love it. But then that's the announcement that Shay spoiled for you all. I'm sorry if it didn't land the same. She can't help herself, but her heart's in the right place. So if that makes a difference to you, then it makes a difference to you. I'll say nothing for myself. Michael. Michael would be the cab driver. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that would mean for the situation, Michael. The cab driver, if my cab buddy was a murderer trying to steal me away, or if it was a meet cute in a cab. Because I could definitely see it being a meet cute in a cab with you as the driver and you just like encouraging the situation. I would definitely be the female main character though, who's like, I'm not here for this foolishness. I would have to be heavily convinced that love is alive and well and sitting next to me in a cab, which is not very romantic because cabs are actually like cesspools. But get your mood how you want your mood to be. That's all I'm saying. Starlight, no amount of flavor could make. Listen, Starlight, aren't you a writer? You have to believe. You have to believe. Don't you see Shay sipping? Say that 5 times fast. Don't you see Shay sipping on her water right now? It's a whole snack. It's clearly a whole snack. Listen, follow Rebecca's lead. Rebecca's water is so fruity. It's orange flavored. There's a citric aftertaste that really freshens the palate, right? It's it's enlivening. Get you some orange flavored water, Starlight, and enliven your imagination. That's all I'm asking of you.
I want to
That's
keep
all
my
I'm asking.
points.
That's all I'm asking for you. Michael's water is just water, plus it's room temperature, plus it's non ionized. Maybe boil the water and make some tea. Sounds like it's already halfway boiled if it's room temperature. So just, throw it in the pot, turn the heat on, make something new. I love dogs, but I prefer adopting cats because they're not as neat. That's just me. Listen to me. Listen, Rebecca. I just can't be fighting in my own home. I just can't be a warrior in my own temple of safety. I can't be like in my home because that's what life is going to be like with a cat. I can't do it. Can't do it. Don't watch The Strangers because the movie will leave you so paranoid by the end. I'm not a suspense person, so don't worry.
No, I don't think Strangers is suspense. I think it's totally horror.
Oh, I
If
definitely.
I'm right, is the Strangers the one where the couple after a wedding go to a cabin and people just pick that cabin and terrorize them and then kill them? I'm like 90% sure that's the movie. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's the movie.
Do you see how everyone that looks twice at you is after you? Do you see the correlation? It's there. It's there if you want to see it. If you don't, then live in denial. That's on you. At your own risk. At your own risk.
I'm gonna go look it up.
Maybe I could be the guy cleaning the cabs, much out the spotlight, greasy rag and all. Do what will be fulfilling for your character, right? Like you have to honor the arc. Where is this Michael character starting? Where is he when he meets this meet cute situation? And what does he want by the end? And that will tell you if you should be the cab driver or the window cleaner at the stoplight. Just passing us along. Is this a series of vignettes? If that's what it is, then you could definitely be that. Cats are patient. It I that feels like a really
I
misleading
feel like the
statement to make
crying
in
laughing
general.
face is the part that is like,
I lied. Right, yeah.
I
Right. Because I'm like, I
won't
don't know
lie.
what cats you've
As
met.
much as like Titan can get on my nerves, like I don't. I love an animal that loves me, and I feel like cats. I feel like cats acknowledge their owners. I feel like they love their owners. I low key feel like they boss their owners around. Like low key, that's what I feel like.
I
But
don't
that's
feel
just
like cats love anybody.
that,
Well,
yeah.
here's the thing. I've seen some really sweet cats on
Right. No, my
Instagram.
best friend has a cat, cuddled me and would not stop cuddling me. Now I was about to die because I'm highly allergic, and so we had to do something about that. But he was like the first cat that I was like, okay, so some of them can be loving. Okay,
Yeah.
this is a
Yes.
thing.
Yes, one of my church sisters in Boston absolutely has a cat named Sheba who will not approach you until you seem to not be noticing her, and then she will rub against you. I have slept on their couch before and dozing off, and Sheba just suddenly is in my lap somehow, or on my chest, and just purring her little heart out. So and I think it was because I grew up my tiger onesie that she was like, "We're sisters." I don't know. I can't speak to that. I can't speak to that. But that's what I feel. Cats tolerate their owners barely and nobody else at all. So that's I think that's
I'm
just
not
the
gonna lie,
majority
my
of
favorite
cats.
videos are to watch videos where cats like knock stuff over, like when they're being told not to. And it's the look in their eye. Like
Because
they
they
look
know
at
what they're
it and
doing.
then look back and like, I'ma do it anyway. Boom. It's the audacity for me.
It's the audacity. Like you are intelligent and petty, and I don't like the combination on you. It's ugly. Can I just tell you that it's ugly? It's ugly. I don't like it. I don't like it. There's a TikToker, a black woman, I think, and she just has videos of her fighting her cat. It's hilarious. She literally was, I will send it to you, Shay. And she was on her bed and she was like, "Did I send for you?" The cat came out of nowhere like she understood the energy and just hopped on her. Like, had the girl's ponytail by the tail and was like, it was a whole thing. I said, "Now, listen, what I'm sure of is that you and your cat are not actually fighting. And since that's the case, this cat is highly intelligent to play fight you without really hurting you. Because a cat could mess you up." I said, this is true trust. I don't have it. I might trust cats less than humans on some days. It just depends on the
And
circumstances.
that's the thing is I trust dogs more than humans. So I'll take dogs all day.
Period.
Like if my dog don't like you,
You're
you probably need
suspect.
to go pray. It's something wrong with you.
Cleanse your
Because my
soul.
dog's like everybody.
Cleanse your
Everybody.
soul. How did we get? Do you see how talking about pets just takes me away? You all, let's sprint. Okay, so Rebecca can read more of her book, and Starlight can write more, and everyone else can everything
But
else.
she did say it was a horror. It
I
was the
saw
horror.
that. I was like, it's not for me then. It's not for me. Cats will tolerate you. Once they sense over time that you love and respect them, they'll give you the same thing back. Maggie had gotten to a point now where she'll sit on my lap, oh, cool.
Right. And dogs is just like that from birth. Like
Right, like
I've been
from day
reading an
one, they're
article
like,
about that. Like puppies, like from birth, they're more inclined to adapt to humans
yeah.
and to like learn them. And I was like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Okay, we're gonna do a 20-minute. So get your lives. All right, everyone. 3, 2, 1. Do all the things. All righty, all. How did you do? I see Injury joined us. Thanks so much for joining. Jabria made it back. Welcome back. How did everyone do? So um am still reading. I popped off the wiki because I was like, okay, great, this is enough information for right now. And I'm just like reading through the section that they're supposed to be reading tomorrow. They're reading from page 128, from page 9, which is basically the page 1 on the book, to page 128. I don't know what chapter that is. Chapter. They're reading to chapter 15, so they're reading the first 14 chapters tomorrow. I'm excited to hear their reactions because we started with Kindred by Octavia Butler, and then we read Beloved by Toni Morrison, and then we went to Dread Nation and Deathless Divide by Justina Ireland, and we're ending with Legendborn, talking about the way that Black women science fiction and fantasy engage slave legacies through the speculative. Um, so they've been really enjoying it so far. They're talking about monsters, talking about juxtaposition, talking about the positionality of the characters, like, and also just like enjoying themselves reading these science fiction books in college. So it's lovely to see their reactions. And I try my hardest not to spoil things. And mostly I am successful.
Ooh, don't you like low key wish that Blood Like Magic had come out before you did this class?
Well, it's a US focus, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's very, very
Oh,
tightly focused.
got it.
Because then we would have also been, looking at that would have opened up a lot of other books if we were looking at like a wider diasporic view than just North America. But what did you get into in these 20 minutes?
Sorry, I was getting a phone call on my computer and I wasn't used to it, and it was like it had like made you lower, so I couldn't hear you as well, and everything.
Okay,
So I was like reacting to that in the moment. I started the book, and I thought it was going. I knew it was going to start after the last book, but I didn't know like how soon after the last book. So it's like 2 years later. So it's like kind of like the backstory of like where we are now at this point in the book. So
okay,
I'm excited for that. I also started dinner, so like, yeah, the food is
okay.
on the stove and in the air fryer. Ah.
Great. I have an early day tomorrow, so we are gonna try to end as close to 9:30 as possible. So we're gonna move to these comments really fast. Everyone just pop in what you've done, and what you want to do for this last sprint. It's gonna be a 20. So we're gonna start um hopefully a little bit before 9:10, so we can have some time to like what did everybody do and then do a nice little piece out. Okay, Michael got ready for bed. Excellent. I did the same right before I got on. What you all don't know, but now do, is that I am wearing a onesie, but I'm wearing a hoodie up top because a hoodie, this is the business end. And then below, it's a party. Okay. I don't know what you want from me, KaShay. I don't know what you want. So Michael got ready for bed. So did I. That's all I'm saying. We're the same, Michael. You and I were the same. Rebecca on the final chapter of Bias, which is the last one. That is it's a longer. Well, no. I'm thinking of like literary criticism. Like those books don't tend to be 10 chapters. They're like 4, 6. Like they're not that long. But this is a different genre of critical literature. And those do have more chapters. Switching over and listening to The Suffering by Ren Trupecco. It's the sequel to their series Girl from the Well. Okay. And also got ready for bed. Cool. Girl from the Well. Well, happy listening, happy reading, whichever one you're doing. I so wish that I had an ARL, an advanced, no, an A an advanced listener copy, an ALC. I wish I had an advanced listener copy of Redemptor because I'm just like, I don't like reading fantasy. Like, I prefer to listen because I have to read other things throughout the day. And I don't want to be reading later at night too. Also, I have to wait until I'm sitting down, and that's just a long shot for me. So I wish that I had done that, but I wasn't sure if it was going to be like a computer reading to me or if it was going to be Jonice Abbott Pratt. Huge difference. Huge difference. So I was like, I guess I'll just read it myself. Mm. Okay. Everyone else, I don't know what you did, and maybe you're still reading. And if that's the case, keep that energy because we're going to go into our final sprint and then we're going to peace out. And I hope that you've been able to get some things done this good night. And thank you for joining us. And maybe we'll do this again soon. Who knows? Who knows? Do remember to take a sip of water. Go ahead and check yours, KaShay. There's no sipping that. Nothing wrong with that. There's just no sipping it. It's like your full quota for the day. Don't listen. It's a good thing. It's picking up good. I just heard about this thing called scene inventory from Karen Strong. I don't know that she like created it, but she was telling it to us at the business workshop. And so I work at a writing center of my university, and so I talk to students and clients about like reverse outlining um, as a revision tool to sort of see what their paper has done thus far, get a bird's eye view of it, and be better able to switch things around. And so a scene inventory is basically a reverse outline for a novel length project where you go to the entire thing and you're like, chapter this person is the POV for this chapter. If it's first person, if it's third person throughout, then obviously that wouldn't matter. This is these are the characters that are in this scene or chapter. These are the characters that are mentioned in this scene or chapter. This is where they are or they go. This is the places that are mentioned. This is where they are in their arc. These are the themes that come up. And I was like, that is like game changing information for me because I had been thinking about ways to do a reverse outline for a novel, but I was like, nah, can't be done because that's just not feasible for a novel project, and it's not feasible for the way that it's used in academic papers. But as a scene inventory, infinitely useful. So reading your own, all of which to say, reading my own work feels more productive when I am filling out a scene inventory because I know that I'm not going to have to continue to read it over and over and over and over and over again to know what's going on. I can look at my scene inventory and be like, okay, this is the profile of that scene. And that's what I really need to know, not all the nitty gritty things. Yes, it is huge. It is huge, but we don't judge KaShay. We only love her. What I heard was go ahead and enjoy some of your snack. That's what I meant, Michael. So thank you for hearing me as I am. Oh, uh, Starlight, when you said reading my book, I thought you meant you were reading the book that you were writing. That's great too. Did you say the title of your book? Because for this entire stream, I thought that you were talking about your book. So what book are you actually reading? Um, it is 9:09, so I'm gonna cue us up for our final sprint. And let's go ahead and finish strong. All right, 3, 2, 1. Y'all sing them things. We did it. All right, everyone. How did you do on our final sprint?
I got my dinner made and I got some reading done. And I keep forgetting because it's a paperwhite that I need to press the button to turn the screen off when I'm like stepping away from it. Because since it's open, it thinks it's still calculating my reading time. And I hate that. It was like,
Yes.
no, I read faster than this. I just walked away to go fix my bowl. That's all.
Yes. I do see it like when I first open a book, like learning your reading speed, and I'm like, oh, I feel like I need to prove something to you now. Goodness, what should I do? Um, but hello all. Welcome back. How was that sprint? Excuse me, for you. I am on chapter like 7 or 8 of Legendborn now. Um, I really just need to get to, because I've already read it, right? And I do remember what happened pretty well. So I
Mhm.
just really need to know what my students will know by tomorrow so I don't spoil things. That's really all I need to know.
Right, 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 right.
That's really all I need to know. Like, I'm just chilling. I won't lie. Good. Well, you're already ready for
Hey,
bed.
I understand. It's like 9:30 for y'all, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. So that is that. Bree joined us. Hello, Bree. Always good to see you in the chat. Love to see it. Michael is chilling. Everyone else, I'm assuming, is like also just chilling. Honestly, it's 9:30. I feel like this is a good reading time for me. I wish that weren't true because,
This was a good time.
yeah,
This was good. This was a good little mellow time frame.
right. This might have to become a thing, y'all. I don't know. I don't know. Is this ramen? Caught you with your mouth wide open. My bad.
No, so it's okay, so disclaimer. Girl on a budget. Super, super tight budget. So whenever I make pasta, if there's ever like cream sauce or like seasoned like the water that I cooked it in left over, I put it in the refrigerator for the next time I'm gonna cook it.
Okay.
And so this was like the cream sauce from a very very creamy macaroni and cheese that I had. So I put chicken breast in the air fryer and put some egg noodles in a pot and then let it cook and then added the sauce in there and then sliced up the chicken and it was like there we go. So that's what it is.
Amen.
It's not right. It's them little egg noodles. You know they be little loose spirals. That's what I mean.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
listen, make it happen, Captain.
Right. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Hey, you fed, you won. There it is. Yes, Shay is definitely super savvy. I'm too lazy. I would just be eating a bowl of cereals and be like, the end.
Which I will be doing tomorrow because my milk will expire in a couple of days. So you best believe I'll be eating cereal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it's not going away. Not going away. You know? You know?
You got to put it away.
Right. And I am not savvy poor enough to want to put water in my cereal. So it's
No.
like if it don't have milk, it won't get ate. So,
Starlight Reader read a bit more, but also just chilling. Did you
it's
see how
legit
I?
one of those nights. Yeah, I did. I could hear everything. My computer
You
was
should have
down.
saved me.
I was
'Cause I
like,
know
no,
you
you know why? Because you've been on me all night. Every time I say something, I would have been like, my heart was in the right place. And you still would have found fault with it. So I was
I'm
like,
finding fault with you letting me think that she's over here writing a whole book that's already published.
well, I thought no. So this is what I thought. I thought that like earlier at the beginning of the chat, like she was like, or he, I don't know. I'm sorry. I was like, I don't know. Right. I'm just using pronouns. It's a habit. So I thought that they were working on a book earlier, and then after the first sprint, they switched to reading. So I thought that that's what that was. because they did
Oh,
mention the book after the first sprint,
that's true.
and we were talking about it. So
Okay, my confusion makes sense. I was like, how did I miss this? You're correct.
yeah,
They
yeah.
came
So
after
that's
it.
what I thought.
Okay. 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 Fine. Bree is she's working up your alley, sewing a project for her friend. That's amazing. I wish I had friends who sewed and sent me nice.
Did you see the bag? Did you see the bag?
Becca's back.
Yeah, the one she made for Lizelle.
I did. I said, okay,
Right,
this is some serious something.
right. Right. And she was like, when she, and so I've been keeping it a secret because I know she's been working on it and she's been like sending me pictures. And she was like, KaShay, she was like, okay, it's my first time embroidering. I feel like the girl looks too adult. Like she doesn't look like a child. And I was like,
Uh,
that bag looks amazing. Like,
okay, yeah,
ain't
like
nobody,
please.
you know. I mean,
No
first of
different
all,
words.
you are sewing. Do you know how hard it is to get facial expressions in sewing? Like,
Period.
yeah, you
What?
did amazing. Amazing.
What? It's gonna have to be a print for me, my dear. I'm sorry.
Right. Right.
I'm
Like,
gonna shop.
yeah,
That
no.
paid for someone
She
else
did
to put
all of
on.
it right. Right.
That was
Man.
amazing.
Crazy.
I was like, KaShay could not have put this into words.
Right. No, I couldn't. Like, I knew you were going to, you just have to see it. And I hadn't seen the full one yet. Like, she was waiting until Lizelle
Mhm.
posted it so I could see the full one. So I didn't get to see, like, how big, like, the bag
Bro, so
actually
this is a
was.
legitimate backpack.
It is. It's a backpack.
It's so amazing. If y'all have not seen what we're talking about, Lizelle Stanberry, who is an author tuber, but also a debut YA fantasy writer, her debut book, Blood Like Magic, came out, what, July 15th? Right? No, it's, wait, we're in July right
June
now.
15th. I was trying to
June
get the mute
15th.
button. Yeah, it'll be a month tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes, came out June 15th. It's an amazing read. Definitely go read it. KaShay and I buddy read it in June, and we did a live chat on it and The Other Black Girl by Zakiya Delilah Harris for our June writerly conversation. So definitely check that out if you haven't. But so Lizelle met Becca, who is another author tuber and also an indie author who has like 16 books out. And so Becca was going to Toronto for something or Canada for something, and they decided to meet up. And Becca made her this amazing backpack that had I almost said Decca because I'm thinking of the Gilded Ones. Who was Lizelle's protagonist?
Dang. I got Case in my head and Case isn't the main character.
She is very interesting
Dang.
though.
What is her name?
Wow,
Voya.
why are we
Voya.
yes.
Voya. I knew it
Okay.
was two syllables and I had to think about what it was. I had to think about what it was.
Boy,
Voya.
yeah. Yes. So she did a embroidered backpack of Voya, and it was amazing. You can see it on Lizelle's Instagram, which is at Lizelle Sandberry, I believe. But it's amazing. So, and I feel like I'm a little like jerky on the screen, so I hope that y'all can like hear me okay on your respective screens. Starlight says it's she, by the way. Okay. Well, Bree, I feel like Bree, you always come in at the end of sprints, and I always come in at the end of your sprints. We keep missing
Yeah,
each
she
other.
do that on mine too. Like she'll be like right there. I'm like, dang, I be so excited. Bree is one of like my favorite booktubers. Like I get
Yes,
so
the
excited when she hops
energy.
in. And I have to shout out Britt. I know I done it in the video, but I would have never found Britt if it wasn't for Britt. Like Britt was like, "Yo, she is not getting the love that she needs." And I was like, I ain't never seen her before, and fell in love with the content.
Up with Bree. Up with Bree. Love to see her growing. Jabria, I did not a singular thing. I can literally just hear Jabria said, I did not one singular thing, but sat here and watched Love Island and reveled in the madness. Listen.
Listen, one thing Jabria gonna do is make you laugh. So
A hundred
you know
percent.
how like I'll send like the funny stuff that I'll like find and I'll send it to y'all or whatever. So like one like was it yesterday? Jabria wasn't able to like see them all till like the end of the day, and legit was like one, two. I was dying at her reactions to everything. Like I was like, this is what I need. This is what I need. Her reactions just crack me up.
Sorry, I had to type this out because I didn't want to hear y'all. I didn't want y'all to hear me like clacking, clacking, clacking.
Oh, I was like,
Um,
wait, did I say something wrong?
no, no,
Did I
no.
say
I didn't
something?
want y'all to hear me clacking as I was typing to breathe. Yes, I'm always gonna up Black women. Period. Number one. Um, but yeah, I don't know why we always miss each other, Bree. But of course, I
Right.
had to up you. Your content is freaking amazing. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
no,
what stagnancy you're referring to, but I don't see it. I don't
right
see
at
it.
all.
Bree has recently started a plant. I don't know if it's called a plant tube or what that if that's a niche if they've titled it whatever. But she started a channel to
You know the lock plantation?
yes,
I love it. I love it.
yes, giving us all the creation. So and not just art, which I think is so freaking amazing, right? Because like also full time jobs. So doing the booktube, doing the plant tube now, literally bit like, and then also having like reels on Instagram. So like I saw her build a
That part.
bookshelf.
That part.
That's difficult. Like forget the building of the bookshelf, which I just flat out would not even be attempting. But recording it and making it like a quick 60-second reel of like here's what I could not be I.
Did you
Could
see
not
the
be
did you see
I.
the like did you see the like mini greenhouse?
No, I did not. See,
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. Now, maybe you feel stagnant, but it's not because the content's not giving.
Well, you know, the debates and the conversations about what platforms have been doing to black creators is
That's also true.
ongoing thoroughly.
That's also true. And it's actually on Bree's Instagram that she was posting another creator talking about like the term create. And I mentioned this in one of my I mentioned it in the Radically Conversation, not the Radically Conversation, the honesty vlog, my monthly writing blog, where I was saying I'm gonna like scale back my channel a little bit. I mentioned it then because I was like scrolling through Bree's stories, and she had this thing that said the term creator is the worst thing to happen to artists or whatever, or to happen to our world. And how I receive that is because it obscures the labor behind creation. If we're just creators, content creators, and we're just constantly pumping out videos, then no one is seeing the artistry behind one particular video. And art takes curation. Curation takes time and energy, right? It's a labor. And if we're just like creators, that sort of that sort of obscures the work that goes into it and makes us sometimes overlook the labor that we're expending. And so then we look up and we're tired or we feel stagnant and we don't know why, but it's because you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot. Exactly. Okay, good. I got it right. I would love to hear your thoughts. We have to connect anyway, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
definitely
that would be a good one.
that's very
And
very
like
good.
I don't know if you've seen the video, but I think Bree is talking about this one of the videos that I was mentioning earlier was the guy talks about the words you can put in TikTok and the words you can't. Like if you type in black excellence, it flags it as inappropriate. If you type in supporting black people and anything like that, but if you type in white supremacy or neo-Nazi or anti-Semitism or white excellence, it doesn't flag it. Yeah, so
TikTok has
it's
always been a
very
racist platform.
right, but it's like TikTok's not the only one that does this, right? Like there are other ones that like, and it's not necessarily like sometimes it's like maybe it doesn't show that your word is blocked, but it'll do it where I was like as a developer, like you can write code so that words come up lower down on your for
Yep,
you page or
yep,
the explore page. So
yep.
it doesn't necessarily mean like just because it doesn't flag it as inappropriate on the other platforms doesn't mean
Right,
there isn't some algorithm that's making these things less
exactly.
visible.
Exactly. And KaShay would know because this is her field, the tech stuff. The tech stuff. Yeah, that's crazy. That would make an amazing conversation though, whether a live or rally conversation. But I mean, just for the wider um Black booktube community. And it would be really interesting to have that conversation across like platforms, right? Like I just crossed 400 and Bree is like inching toward 2K. We love it. So are you, and then Ashley's in 22K, like having that across different across Bree's ready. Bree is ready and RSVPing, and we love it.
Right.
Um, Having that across Black booktubers or author tubers who are like in these like creative spaces who have different like their platforms are at different stages, and saying like hearing Ashley talk about like how long it took her to get to 22K, or hearing Bree talk about, or you talk about like how long it took you to get to that first 1,000, and like
Yeah.
monetization process and all of those different things, like, and or like did you feel pressure to make connections with white counterparts in order to be boosted, like that
Right.
conversation about like the politics of growing your platform in a way that feels ethical and true, I think is a really would be a really great one to have. So breathe into it. So we
I'm
should
definitely.
definitely follow up on this offline, and maybe y'all will have a conversation cooked up in a couple of weeks.
I
You
know
never
we
know.
all been like separately talking about wanting to do conversations together live anyway. So it's like, all right, let's just make it happen.
Let's just make it
Let's figure
happen.
out when we can do it.
Let's just make it happen. I think I'm creative and it takes so long for my videos to get engagement. That's the thing, right, Bree? So like when I saw that video, I was like, I would those kind of videos I find the most exciting because it's not just talking about books as, oh, like here's like which I think are valuable, right? Like talking about books from a readerly perspective of like the genre, and here's the world building, and here's the characters, and I could follow this, or this was convoluted, like the voice was strong, those sort of things. I think those are valuable. But for booktubers that have, not for booktubers, all booktubers, we have jobs, right? This is not our job, we have jobs. And so to hear Ashley talk about books from the perspective of a librarian, right? And then to hear Bree talk about books from the perspective of therapy, or to hear KaShay talk about like the code of a particular thing, especially if it's like a book where there's a lot of technology in it, to hear me talk about things from a critical race theory, since that is my degree, I think those videos are so valuable. And I don't feel like they get the engagement that the expertise being shared deserves. And I just think that it's so unfortunate. And I don't want to believe that the booktube space is a shallow one where they just want to hear non-white booktubers be different. I don't want to believe that. But then I'm like, but why aren't you engaging with this excellent video on the bluest eye, and from the perspective of a therapist, of a black therapist who is talking about issues in the community that the book talks about, that she knows on a personal professional level? Like why are we not lifting that? Like why is it taking so long to get engagement for that, especially because those videos do take longer to do, because you have to make sure that you're being correct and all the things, right? So I that is definitely something to talk about. And that's sort of what I did with my within the discourse video of like, okay, so I'm talking about these things from the perspective of someone who has a master's in Africana studies and is pursuing a PhD in the same, and talking about books like Righteous Discontent by Evelyn Brooks Higginbotham, or Evelyn Brooks Higginbotham, or Sovereignty of Quiet by Kevin Quashie. I'm going to post one on Audrey, one of Audrey Lorde's off-cited essays that I'm like, I wonder if we're all referring to this correctly, because we refer to these knowledge sites colloquially, but not always correctly. But a lot of like everyone will talk about respectability politics, for instance. And then I'm like, first of all, can you cite the source? Because respectability politics is not like some new term that just existed. And yes, Bree, that is truly what gets to me. I mean, hard to prove. It depends on who you're willing to listen to. I think
Yeah,
that's the
because that was what made that video that we were talking about big, because he did a screen recording of him
Mhm.
typing it in and watching it flag as inappropriate, and you can't write that. And like, okay, but watch me change the words, watch me change this, watch me
Yeah,
do this,
yeah,
like all these different things. And so it was like a, this isn't somebody just talking and saying it. You know how like people will do their little commentary videos on
yeah.
TikTok where they don't really show anything, they're just talking about it. And I think that was the bigger thing, because regardless of what anybody wants to say in America, we are a community of people who don't believe stuff if we can't see it. Just in general, as a whole,
Mm,
like we act like tragedies aren't happening until we can't ignore it anymore because it's right there on
mm,
film,
right.
right? Like George Floyd got so many people riled up, and for me, that was like the 10th black person I'd seen killed on camera. Like,
Hmm.
but for a lot of people, it was the first.
Yeah, I spoke about it in the video, and I won't do it here long, but like that was bizarre to me. That
Right.
was extremely
Super
bizarre to the
bizarre.
point where I was like, I can no longer. I can't get with the energy of like discovery around Black Death. I cannot stomach it. It's ridiculous.
You're
It
right.
is ridiculous. Sometimes I want to talk about books I've read about incarcerated Black men. I was a therapist in incarcerated settings before, but it takes so much. It takes so much
It
work.
does, right?
It
And
takes
I think that's the one thing that everybody discounts is like, we're not just creators.
right,
We are black creators.
right,
That puts an extra level of weight on everything we create.
right,
Period. Right? We're not just discussing incarceration, right? Because incarceration doesn't affect all of us the same.
right.
Like it's just so many different things that it's like it goes back to when people don't understand privilege, or white privilege is always like, no, it's that you didn't have it hard because you're a white, right? It's not you had it hard and you're white. It's like, no, it's hard and we're black, and we have to keep doing that on top of everything else. And it's just it's just mm. And I would love to join you for that talk. I have so many feelings on that. I don't know if Britt is gonna use it or not, but the picture that I sent her today is actually of me holding
Yes.
Hurricane Carter. I can't remember, I can't think of his first name, but the boxer that was incarcerated for all those years for a murder he didn't commit. So like
Yeah, I have the
Bree,
hurricane, my path from darkness to freedom.
yeah, like man, just yeah. So Bree, that and it's always hard because sometimes putting that vulnerability of the conversations we have as black people out
Yeah,
there for white consumption takes a whole nother level of strength that people don't realize.
yeah, because that, I mean, that's vulnerable, and you
It's
already know
vulnerable.
that somebody is going to manipulate that, and someone is going to be like, so like use it in a way that you did not intend, or use a snip a snippet of what you said to then speak over you, and it's just like, I want to do that today? Do I want to open myself up to that today? I don't think I do. I don't think I'm gonna do it today. And so then you make the wrap ups and other things. But then on videos where come through Michael. But then on other things like are we having this discussion early next week? Reset calendars. I need calendar invites.
Yeah,
I need
he's like,
calendar
I need to
invites.
put a date on this. We need to be like, let's
Listen,
not
look at
talk
my
about it.
list. I
Let's
got
walk
time
about
today.
it.
I got time today. But yeah, no, I definitely think it's a conversation that needs to be had because to your point, KaShay, it's not, for me at least, it's not just about like, it's definitely right to like, it's this and I'm black. And then also for Brie as a therapist, for you as a coder, for me as whatever the heck I am, a researcher, let's just say that. As a researcher,
A
there's also,
doctoral candidate? Don't
yeah, yeah,
do
10
not
points right
do
there. Yeah.
not
As a
do not.
doctoral candidate of Africana Studies, amen. Thank you. Thank you. Correct me. As someone who as that, right? Like when I did my Within the Discourse series, I was like, I don't know how this is gonna be received. I don't know what you are chortling at. or if your dogs are like playing games with you.
Yeah, so Titan got to, you know how like you have those mounting things, like, and you'll like put the tape off and you can like mount stuff on your
Yeah,
wall.
yeah. Thought it
Yeah,
was, huh?
yeah. Titan was Titan.
I
Titan
thought
was
it
Titan.
was. Not still watching Love Island. Jabria, we have gotten into a whole conversation about Black creators. Um, yes, I am. I'm going into my 5th year in Africana Studies at my university. So I hope to be out of here in 2 years with my dissertation on Black women science fiction and fantasy and how they use speculative elements to engage slave legacies in contemporary moments. Um, hey, cousin. Thanks for joining.
Okay, so wait a minute. I ain't never watched Love Island, but somebody got my name. Is it set my way? Because if she says KaShay, I hate it. It's ugly. I won't watch it. But if her name is KaShay, I would definitely I'm just curious. And now I'm worried because like, wait, is she ratchet? Now I got so many questions.
Me. Oh my goodness. Jabria, soothe this woman's mind, please. Soothe her mind. Bree, we all the 3 of us are gonna have to connect offline and get this conversation together because I definitely think that there is something to be said about being a Black creator and wanting to have deeper conversations about the about the books that you're reading and feeling an extra level of pressure to be extra careful or maybe to be even.
I mean, I'm not surprised, but no,
Jabria, obviously, you have to do the.
I know what I'm watching tonight.
Get out of here! And so you said to me, "This is a weird mix of arrogance or pessimism," and here you come, like, obviously, if the name is KaShay.
I'm just saying, I haven't met a KaShay I didn't like. I know what I'm saying. I done met 3, and I liked all the 3 I met.
All right. You're actually my second KaShay. The first KaShay was actually a guy, but he was very charismatic, and everyone did like him.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Even the teachers, when they were like, "You're never where you're supposed to be," it was like, "You're right."
That was definitely me. Like, yeah, we did not have off campus lunch. I never ate lunch on campus.
It was just a very casual disregard of the rules. Very casual. It was like, cool. Yeah,
I was living on my own, and I did get emancipated. So there were like reasons I could just leave whenever I left.
Okay.
But still.
Yeah, he didn't spell it the way that you spell your name either.
Yeah, no, most people I met spell it CACHE, the French way.
No, his was, I think it was like Cash with an E and an accent, I think. But I don't know that I've ever actually
seen it written.
Yeah, it's not his name, and that was in high school, so definitely don't remember marching up on.
Is it Bree or is it like short for something? Because I was like, I've met Breeze before, but I've never. If it's not Bree,
I feel like I've heard your name once before, and I cannot remember what it is. I know it's not Brianna because you've said that, but I don't remember what your full name is. But I feel like you maybe don't want people to know. There's like a mystery around.
Yeah, no, you don't have to put it out there. Yes. Like, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to like do that. No, I completely
make any demands. It feels like there's an air of mystery, and I'll leave you to it, because if you can't be free, be a mystery. Who said that? Was it Blues singer? Billie Holiday. I feel like it may have been Billie Holiday, but I could be wrong. I can text it to y'all though. I love a good secret.
You know, like legitimately, when I first joined like Authors Hub, everybody thought KaShay was a pen name.
Why would that be a pen name?
Right.
Was it?
And then I was like, that's one of those tell me tell me you don't understand being a black writer without telling me you don't understand what being a black writer.
Literally, I was like, was it one of the Wednesday people?
Was like, why would you think that? Like, if I was trying to publish, there'd legitimately be like one category I could publish in that it might not harm me, and that is
the urban category.
Right, that's urban, and we know that's not me. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah,
this is like, are the people of the Wahite clan?
Right, I legit was like, so what do you think my real name might be?
Exactly, like that's the question. Did you think it went from Amanda to KaShay?
Like, why? Yeah.
I mean, right. I mean, if some people, not all, but some people of the Wahite clan. This is from Kev on Stage. I think Kev on Stage is hilarious. But some people of the Wahite clan, if they got nothing else, baby, they gonna have that last $2 and that caucasity. Period.
Man. Bruh, I promise, if it wasn't for Kev on Stage, I would not know all the ridiculous ways those people make food. I was like, bruh, I was like, who sends you these videos? I don't feel like you search for them. I feel like somebody sends them to you.
Wahite. That's what he says instead of white. He says the Wahite. The Wahite people.
I love it. Right? Because like I think it's been like flagging white people now. Like when you do, like, you know how some people use WYPIPO? Like I've stopped seeing that. Like it will flag like it's not something.
Which like why? Leave us alone.
Do you notice how often that if you talk about people who are like talking about race things, they like change the way they write white so that it doesn't get flagged? Like they'll put like a star where the I is or something.
No, racism is in the code.
That's crazy.
Like the way that we continue, and this is its own conversation, and I would love to have this one, although it's not related to the one we're already having on the book for early next week if Brie has her way. But the way that Black people in any sector, right, continue to have to be fugitive is absolutely a condition of Blackness in an anti-Black world. Like it doesn't matter that we're not living in antebellum periods. Wherever and whatever the circumstance, there are always going to be reasons that Black people have to talk in code or move more furtively than non-white or sometimes even non-Black counterparts. And I'm just like,
right? Because like, to be honest, majority of us have got to see our white counterparts be themselves in lives. You have always gotten a specific version of me in any video or live stream because it's automatic mixed company. Like it's a no, let me not do that. Let me not, because we make one misstep, we do one thing that isn't, or we say something that you're not ready to hear, and it's chaos for us. So it's easier for us to just navigate our own way to get through it, to keep these things. Like most of the time, being Black is being proactive, not reactive.
Exactly. And that's what people don't understand. I'm like, you don't understand because that's part of the proactivity, moving under your radar so we don't have to contend with you every single second of life any more than already is happening. And you know what's ironic, Starlight Reader? I saw someone on Twitter, and it wasn't even a conversation about race. Something was being said about something, I think, and then someone was like, ooh, white people, but they said it like WYTEPIPO or whatever. And then someone was like, can y'all please just say it regularly like that? I find this so confusing. We are not talking to you. Not talking to you. And
by the time it got to you is because it was between we're in a live place that's mixed company. Like that's why Black Twitter exists and is a thing. It's a completely different world and different sector. Like it just is. The conversations, the things that are going on, what we're doing, and the people acting like they don't know this is a thing is so dumb to me.
I don't get it.
Right.
I don't get. Stop minding Black business. How about that? How about we just leave it right there? Like, stop minding Black business. There's
this German white lady who lives in, I think, she's in Germany, and her husband is African, and she does videos all the time, and she's like, if y'all don't stop minding Black people's business, This is black. Nope, no, no, no. And it'll be like, see, what I need you to do is, or if you guys could just, and she'll cut it. Nope, no, 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 no. Well, how are you gonna tell a black man how to do anything? You're not a black man. No, no, no. Just stop.
Period.
Just stop. And it was the first time I'd heard somebody say that, and I was like, but for real, she was like, it's just conversations we don't need to be a part of. Everything has nothing to do with us. Like, it's just not a
Period.
thing. And I was
Period.
like, because I definitely don't be jumping in y'all conversations.
Don't want any part.
I do not be asking what's going on at the country club or the trailer park. Like, I don't. I don't. It's
Listen,
like
on
either
any
one,
level,
right?
I'm not
Because
curious.
there's levels to it, right?
It is on
There
any
is.
level. I
I
am not
know that,
curious.
right. Like, I know that they're all not rich, right? Like, I know white people that grew up in the hood and whatnot. We still
That
have
period.
different life experiences growing up on the same street because of
Exactly.
something that we cannot change.
Right.
That's the nature of it.
That's the nature
Sorry.
of it. That's the nature of it. I'm not curious at all. Wherever you live,
Right.
whatever your address, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. So I think it was you, KaShay, that sent me this. I don't know if it was a TikTok or a reel or what, but it was like black people will never be lonely because there will always be a white person there to mind your business. And I was like,
Yes, man. As someone who has traveled black internationally, yes. Yes. So many
never
videos.
lonely.
I'm like, why are you? And this is before y'all got this KaShay. So like, can I help you?
Oh, not off camera, KaShay.
Um, right.
It's just a
Right.
different
Like,
situation.
man, like y'all just don't even understand. Cause like in my head, one, why would I want to be in this random person's video or picture? Like honestly, the only time I get in anybody around me's business, like, is if you loud. I'm at a restaurant, you yelling.
Right,
I
right.
hear
Well, not
somebody.
everyone's in your business, and that's on
Right
you.
at that point, right? I don't just be like, ooh, there's white people. I wonder what they doing over there.
Never,
Why? I'm here to eat
never,
or dance or enjoy the country.
or whatever. Just
Right?
without
It
you.
makes no sense. None.
Just without you. Oh my gosh. Somehow we have gone
An extra
half an
30 minutes.
yeah, yeah. Somehow, exactly. But white people consciously or subconsciously believe that everything revolves around them. So in any conversation, they don't understand when they're not placed in the center of it. Right, which is
Ooh.
right.
Like for real.
Consciously or subconsciously feel that everything should be translated to you, which I appreciated. And I can't remember the exact thing that you were saying, Bree, in your video about the blue side from a therapist perspective. It was something about hush politics in black households. But there was a very specific phrase that gets repeated. I just can't remember it right now. This is like my bedtime. I'm supposed to be shutting down, but
I never seen it, but it's family business.
no, it was what was it? Now I feel like I need to
I feel
find
like
it.
Bree is still in the chat. So she probably
Yes. So if I pause, maybe she will just bring it back to my as
as
quiet
quiet
as
as
it's
you
kept.
can.
Thank you, Bree. Yes. And she said, and if you get it, you get it. And I said, period. Because if you don't, then it has nothing to do with you. If you don't have to contend with the politics of as quiet as it's kept, which is the first line of Beloved, or part of the first line of Beloved, as quiet as it's kept, the magnolias didn't grow, something like that. And then Bree did this beautiful reading of breaking down the politics of just that first sentence and how that might beautiful, beautiful. I thoroughly enjoyed it as just a black person in the world and also as a literary critic. Just enjoyed you breaking down the colloquial and the political nature of that simple phrase, as quiet as it's kept, and what starting a book for that might inaugurate for anyone who is literate, right, to that cultural expression. Loved it. But she didn't do all of that for them. She just said, if you know, you know. Next, the end. And I love it. Everything doesn't need an explanation because the people that you're talking to don't need an explanation. I think that goes back, KaShay, to the conversation that we were having as about Shannon Smart's Witches Steeped in Gold, and that reviewer saying, hearing her just sometimes sprinkle in patois, like a reminder that we're still on this island that is my island that I feel a stranger to now, made me really wonder who she was writing this book for. And
Right.
it's as a creator, it's the same thing. Like if listening to that from Brie and having her say, and if you know, you know, I'm like, oh, she's talking to me. Because if
Right.
she because otherwise she would explain it. If she were not talking to me, she would have to explain it. But I don't need a
Right.
translation of that. Right? Whether that politic ruled my house or not, I understand it. She didn't have to explain it, and I just love that. That's a totally different way of feeling seen, and I appreciated her for doing it.
Right. No, I
Jabria,
feel weird whenever I'm reading a book and something is like overly explained as a
yeah,
black person. I'll be like, but why?
because the audience is white people,
Like this.
or at the very least, always feels a self-conscious need to be inclusive of white people so that they will
Right.
understand. And I'm just like,
Right. Because for
but
me, it's like, okay, I get it when it's like a different culture completely, but these
right,
are Black American books written by Black Americans in this country who majority of your audience that you're reaching out to are Americans. Why is it so much that there needs to be so much explanation in
like
things?
the kitchen moment and the other black girl,
Right.
it was
And I
very
was like,
subtle. Like there were definitely harsher and more like glaring ways she could have defined kitchen, but she definitely defined kitchen and working through the white woman's confusion.
right.
So I was like, okay, well, you know what I mean? That was well done. It's definitely been done worse and more clumsily.
Oh, way clumsier. Right.
Right. So like on that end, well done. But also like again, just conscious that you're not necessarily maybe the audience, or at least you're not the only audience. And not just that you're not the only audience, right? Because anyone can pick up a book. But like you're not the only audience, and they are thinking very deeply about this other audience of white people. Like they are thinking about it enough to include a definition in the book, rather than just saying I'm writing it. People who get it. If you don't get it, you can still pick up the book, but you may not get everything, but you will get the plot and whatever you're equipped to get from your life
And in
experience.
my head, it's like, why can't we trust people to use their brains and look it up if they don't know what it is? I mean, when there's a book, a word in a book, I don't know the dictionary, Google, like those are things that I use.
We
So
have an
like,
urban dictionary now. It's
right,
been
like
out for
why
a
are
while.
you right,
Been out for
right?
a
Like
while.
when somebody was like, I think you should define what a HBCU is because everybody might not know. I'm not. I'm not. I'm
Look it
keeping the
up.
letters HBCU and calling it a day. Now there will be reference points for you to realize the school that's being mentioned is a historically black college. But if you don't catch those, that's not on me. I'm not going to explicitly tell you because you should.
Right, like it's part of American history.
Right. Like a
And
very big part of American history. So like it doesn't make sense that you don't know.
but I'm not responsible for that gap in your education if you don't.
Exactly.
And that's just that. Okay, let's wind down. Thank you all so much. People are lazy.
Yep.
Correct, Jabria. Correct, Jabria. Okay. Thank y'all so much for joining us to read, to write, to wash your laundry, to find that sock that's been eluding you for 3 months. Whatever you did while you were with us, thank you for doing it with us. If you have not already, smash that like button, and that notification bell, because my summer schedule is not as laid out and structured as my rest of the year schedule, where it's every Tuesday. So definitely, bye Michael. So definitely turn on that notification bell so you can catch me when I start a live or upload a video or whatever the heck, right? So I'm gonna let KaShay do her outro, and then we'll peace out.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. This was a fun pop up. I got some reading done, not nearly as much as I needed, but you know the night is still young. Um, my name is KaShay. My channel is Shay with the Hobbies. I write short stories, poetry, and the occasional blog post. So if you like what you see, you thought I was like, she kind of funny. She low key thinks she knows what she's talking about. I listen to her ramble a little bit. You know, go check my channel out and subscribe or something if you like it. There you go. I miss you too, Jabri. I feel like I haven't seen your face in forever. So like whenever you want to stream again, just be like, I'm joining.
Okay. I definitely miss seeing you too, Jabria. We're working on linking up. We're working on it. Okay. Thank y'all so much. for coming and spending this time with us. I'm Britt. This is my channel, Britt Ratterly. It's a book and author tube where I talk about the intersections of literature and culture. I do bookish content like book reviews, book tags. I do writing content like monthly vlogs and sharing original content. Click around on some videos. That thumbs up if you watch it. Drop a little comment, even if it's just a heart or a smiley face. And if you like what you see consistently and you want to like commit to me as I have committed to you via this content, then smash that big red button and we can be internet friends. Until the next pop up or video, I will see y'all next time. Bye.